A peek into my next book, Preparing for a First Contact, Suzanne, Arcturians. Hello everyone. Here is the introduction to my next book, which should be ready for soon. Blessings. Sulai. Preparing for First Contact. The Landings. The Arcturians speak. Our dear emissaries to Earth. We come to you in this now to inform you that we will be landing soon, but only in a frequency of reality in which power within self has replaced all remnants of power over others. Hence, the frequency in which we land will be determined by humanity. We know that those who live via power within are not responsible for those who linger in the lower dimensional format of power over others. All that our beloved returnees to light body can do to assist the ones lost to power over, is to send them unconditional love, and violet fire. Then you must release them from your consciousness, as it is their decision to awaken, or remain asleep within a reality of fear and domination. By remaining in the format of fear and domination, they will have chosen to attach their lower states of consciousness to the remnants of Gaia's lower astral plane. The lower astral plane is much like the cellar of an old house that has been abandoned. This old house is being renovated from the roof down. As the house is renovated, the frequency rate will expand into higher dimensions that are not accessible to those who chose to live in the darkness of the cellar among that which has been long ago been stored and forgotten. In other words, as our awakening ones remember to forget the lost ones, their consciousness will expand beyond frequency range of experience of those lost to the cellar. Hence, the lost ones will remain in the lowest planes of existence, while the ascending ones align with higher and higher frequencies of reality. Eventually, the frequency of the planet will be so wonderfully high that the lower astral plane will be shed from Gaia's body. Just as an animal takes on a heavy fur coat for the long, cold winter, and sheds it in the spring, Gaia will shed her heavy, lower astral plane. As she returns to her beloved fifth dimensional frequency, she will first shed the density of the lower astral plane, and, eventually, shed all of remnants of her third and fourth dimensional planetary body. As we have often said, Gaia is an extremely loving mother. Therefore, as long as she carries any remnants of third, fourth dimensional time, she will provide a place where her lost ones can decide to enter into the light. This higher light will eventually engulf even the lowest astral plane, and the lost ones will need to relocate to another planet on which they will, hopefully, release their habit of power over, as well as their need to be a victim, have an enemy, and suffer before they can change. You see, power over can only exist when there are others who have chosen to be a victim. We are not saying that the choice to be a victim is a conscious choice, as it is usually an unconscious choice. Many have become addicted to the third dimension format of ruler and ruled. This addiction will only fade when those trapped within the format of power over remember that Gaia is a planet that is ruled by free will. Because of Gaia's free will, those who chose to be in the power over format in order to be a victim, can also choose to release that addiction, and take charge of their own life. Those who wish to help these ones can best do so by sending them unconditional love, and violet fire. Unconditional love is likely unknown to those lost to the power over format, as they have likely lived their lives, in fact they have likely lived many lives, believing that they were not the masters of their own destiny. However, the gift of unconditional love will greatly impact them, as they have likely only received conditional love throughout many of their incarnations. Once they receive unconditional love, they will begin to realize that just maybe they can stand up to whatever has kept them in the pattern of being a victim. That realization will change their life forever, as they will discover that they just may deserve love unconditionally. The concept of deserving love just because you are alive is likely very new to them, as they have grown up believing that they are not good enough. With this realization, they are ready to receive your gift of the violet fire to assist them in their process of transmutation into a higher frequency of reality. There are many invisible subplanes in the physical plane of the third dimension. Because love is far too often conditional within that frequency of reality, many people become lost in the belief that they are not good enough. The Dark Ones have had a great deal of power within that resonance of reality for many cycles. They have maintained their power by convincing others that they are not strong enough to stand up for themselves, and need the help of those who appear to be stronger. Because those trapped in what they perceive as their failures, disappointments, hardships of the lowest resonance of the third dimension are so beaten down by life, they do not recognize that the assistance of these Dark Ones is really a trap. Therefore, the cycle goes on, and on from failure to failure, and from trap to trap. How does one recover from this cycle? We return again to unconditional love. Unconditional love is not an emotion. Unconditional love is an energy field of love, hope, empowerment, and promise. We will now address each of these concepts beginning with love. Love is an energy field that travels in expanding cycles, whereas love's opposite, fear, travels in ever-decreasing cycles. We say cycles as energy fields travel in circular patterns, as they also travel vertically and horizontally. When we talk about an energy field, we mean a package of energy that resonates to the same fields of thoughts and emotions. In this case, think of the word field much as a field of grass, flowers, snow, or crops, such as wheat. Everything on this field is similar, and needs the same amount of light, water, warmth, and or shade. In the same manner, an energy field holds similar thoughts, which grow from the field of similar emotions. If one grows up, and or becomes trapped in an energy field of disappointment, failure, loss, and suffering, they will find others like them lost in that energy field. Since they are all lost, it is difficult for anyone to see the way out. Those who live via power over others work hard to create situations which diminish people, and group them with other people who have also been diminished. However, unconditional love is also an energy field. However, this energy field is the collection acceptance, support, and the empowerment of loving one's self enough to openly and warmly love another. Because every person can love and accept them, they can also love and accept others. In other words, one can only give away what they have. If a small group from the energy field of unconditional love were to join the energy field of disappointment and suffering, they would instantly feel that something is very wrong. Then, because they have been surrounding by unconditional love, they are able to say, "How can we help you?" On the other hand, they would likely feel inadequate if one who was accustomed to the energy field of disappointment and hardship. In this case, the great power of unconditional love would greatly assist the one who has been beaten down by the hardships of life, because there is no judgment in unconditional love. Instead, there is acceptance and patience. Do you see how we are showing you the big picture of your reality? While you are walking in the midst of a huge field, you can only see that which is around you. However, if you were up on a hill, or in a plane, or a starship, you would get the same perspective as we do from the higher dimensions of our ships. We welcome you to join us on our ships, but most of you are not yet able to consciously have that experience. However, we wish you to know that many of you join us while you are in your fourth-dimensional astral body. Most often this occurs while you are sleeping, or doing a deep meditation, but soon your visits will be more common. Just as the person who lived within a fear-based, power over energy field may feel uncomfortable in a love-based, power within energy field, your third-dimensional consciousness may feel very uncomfortable in a fifth-dimensional starship. Fortunately, our ships are filled with unconditional love, which will instantly make you feel safe and peaceful. Furthermore, just as the unconditional love we share with you transmutes your energy field into a higher resonance, your unconditional love toward those trapped in a power over energy field will transmute their energy field into a higher resonance. Did you realize that you had that much power within? Did you realize that just by sending unconditional love to someone in need that you can greatly contribute toward his or her process of transmutation into a higher resonance? Your world is on the cusp of great change, and chaos usually precedes change. You will all be called upon to leave your comfort zone, and to bravely face aspects of reality that could be very challenging, in fact frightening, to those who had never considered the fact that there are other civilizations beyond Earth. Then, they will be confronted with the fact that these civilizations are far more technologically, mentally, socially, and emotionally advanced. Those who have lived by their power over others regime will be shocked, terrified, and dangerous. Therefore, those of you who are informed, and prepared mentally, and emotionally, will be called on to send your deepest unconditional love into the energy fields of fear, confusion, and disbelief. Many of our Earth friends will welcome the shift in their reality, because they are informed, and have been in connection with us for many decades. On the other hand, many people have never even considered that there are higher dimensions of reality in which uncountable societies and worlds live in peace and unconditional love. We hear you asking, when will this happen? We answer you by asking, when will you be ready to totally shift your perception of reality to include the higher dimensions? You see, we will begin our landings in the lower realms of the fifth dimension. Hence, only those who have expanded their consciousness beyond the fourth dimension, and into threshold of the fifth dimension will be able to perceive our presence. As you can see from your internet, books, and classes, more and more people are beginning to consciously embrace a reality in which the illusions of the third, fourth dimensions are replaced with the proof that there is a fifth dimensional world, as well as far, far beyond. Are you ready to embrace this higher dimensional energy field? If your answer is yes, then you will likely be among those who will be preparing, educating, and calming those who are not ready. If your answer is no, then you likely will never read this message. But, if you do, remember that reality is a choice of one's perception. The reality that you chose to perceive is the reality that you will believe is real. And, the reality that you believe is real is the reality that you will live. Remember, whether you admit it, or not, you are all the creator of your reality. Also, please remember, time is an illusion of the third dimension. When we say that we are coming now, that means that you will experience that now only when you are ready. There are many of you with whom we communicate on a daily basis. Also, there are many of you who often visit our ships. Allow your third-dimensional Earth brain to take as long as you need to adapt to the new Earth that is here now. To find this Earth, don't look up. To find new Earth, look in. With unconditional love, the Arcturians.